Hey, last month I made 128K in profit. I want to hit 167K a month in profit. This is just a day-by-day breakdown of how I'm doing it, and I'm logging everything on YouTube. So first things first, the way that I normally structure these is I'll do a Q&A session. Then afterwards, I'll check out my brand stats. That's basically how much I've grown in the last 24 hours across all the efforts that I'm putting in, personal branding wise on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. And then finally, I'll do some strategy. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to check my daily updates YouTube channel comments. We're going to see what happens. Eric does music, says 100 subs. You're damn right. Let's do this. Swabe says, hey Nick, I checked out your IG page and followed you. Your reels are great. So I have to ask what software did you use to make them? So it really helped me out. Yeah, sure. More than happy to help. You're probably talking about this, right? Hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day, by the way. Let's check out this one. Yeah, so I believe, and I don't know for sure because I hired an editor to assist me with this. I believe it's all just Premiere Pro. Yeah, actually, I'm like 95% sure it's Premiere Pro. Let me give you the exact editing workflow. So the Instagram's now at 14,200 subs. So, I mean, it's growing really quickly. I had a little experiment where I got my phone and I turned Instagram notifications to on. And basically every minute or something, I get another one just like this. And I mean, as you guys can see, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely crazy. So we're getting a lot of people opting in for my offer, which is soon going to be a newsletter offer. For now, I'm just getting people to subscribe. And, I guess Sway wanted to know, what the hell are you doing to get these things done? Let me at least run you through my whole workflow. Because if I can't give you a satisfying answer for editing, I might as well show you everything that we do. So my editor, let's just do Q&A. My editor will, well, actually, first of all, we source Instagram ideas. And this is basically an Instagram news channel, to be clear. We'll just like talk about new AI tools and resources that come out. But we'll source Instagram post ideas from other creators and newsletters. So we've signed up to, I don't know how many newsletters, but a lot. And then we're also using my system, which I detailed over here, where essentially I show you guys how to...
What's going on?
Sorry about that. I show you guys how to set up like an Instagram parasite system that pulls from a giant list of Instagram profiles that are publishing reels, then transcribes those reels, and then turns those into like AI, LLM-able little snippets that we can turn into scripts. So we source Instagram posts, and then the editor edits the scripts, sends to me, and then I haven't set this up yet, but I have an Elgato teleprompter that I just bought before. I was just using a really hacky, like one with some folded glass and stuff. Essentially, I add all of the scripts onto one file, and then I shrink the margins so that like most of the time when people do teleprompter stuff, they have the text really wide, and then I have to read it like this, and you guys can kind of tell that my eyes are moving, right? So I kind of shrink it down really, really tight, so it's right in the middle there, right by the camera lens, and then I'll read it, and you can't really tell that my eyes are moving a lot when I do it that way. So then, I basically go top to bottom and then I read like 15 or 20 scripts simultaneously. So I then record, I don't know, like 15 shorts. And then I upload to a Google Drive. And then my editor posts for me, which is great. And we're not doing like Instagram scheduled posts. I should note that if you like schedule or use the API to make posts, they are going to necessarily rate limit reach you. I don't think I've fully dried my hair because I have drips all over. That's rough. Instagram will necessarily sort of like, limit your reach. So we're actually doing those manually. And I actually just got verified. And I think my growth has been about the same basically every day. So it's about, I don't know, it's like around 800 new subs a day, I want to say. Much faster than my YouTube, of course, which is nice. So yeah, that's more or less the whole flow. And I'm pretty sure he edits it in Premiere Pro. I'll ask though. And then EasyFlow AI underscore automation says, Nick, just want to ask how you deal with clients and credentials/passwords during taking the project. Lots of services have very complex authentication processes. You're right. Do you log on all client account systems in your computer, or do you guide clients to do so by sitting together in a Zoom call? It's sitting together in a Zoom call. I'll do what's called a kickoff call, where I get them together with me for like a 30 to 45-minute period of time. I will guide them through the sign up to all of the software platforms that I want them to do so, that I want them to sign up to. So I typically have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 software platforms to sign up to. Most of the time, if they're not like, if we're doing something related to email, I'll make them sign up to a new Google Workspace profile. If they've never used a no-code platform, I'll make them sign up to Make using my affiliate code. Most of the time, it's like PandaDoc or something. So I have pretty defined sign-up procedures for this. I send them all the links just in the chat. They just click all the buttons and then go through, make the account. And then I make them do so with email and passwords so that I can get it immediately. And I'll verify sign-in right there. The issue with two-factor authentication for most services is people will sign up using Google Auth. So when you sign up using Google Auth, you have to go through the Google 2FA system, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So if you get username, password, credentials, just add them to like a 1Pass or a LastPass or a Dashlane or whatever. You can eliminate a large portion of that issue. And then for the Google stuff, I typically will log in using a software platform called Multi-Login. Multi-Login's great because you basically have to store the exact same credentials. I just wanted to go to the main website here. They've asked me to sponsor like 10 videos now, and I'm always like, nah. But essentially, this allows you to just set up like dedicated browser profiles using residential and then data center proxies that you can just like consistently log into with what's called a static IP, the same IP address every time. This minimizes the number of reauths that you need to have. So yeah, I use this for Google stuff from time to time. I don't always use it, to be honest, but that's how I solve that problem. Hope that makes sense. If you guys have any more questions, just feel free to drop them in the daily updates channel. Obviously, this incentivizes my channel to grow because I get more engagement and stuff. And I'm just going to answer questions that I get on this channel for the foreseeable future until it just ends up being completely unreasonable for me to do so. All right, let's now quickly check out the brand stats. That's kind of number 2. So brand stats are right over here. I'm going to just extend this to February the 15th. First things first, my YouTube channel. So this one has 112. Fantastic. So that's 112. We'll edit that here, meaning I'll have grown by 12. And then this one is 49,659, means I've grown by almost 300. And my Instagram channel, I actually have to like jump in and get the data from here. So we'll go Instagram. And then right over here, 14,293. I mean, you guys probably can't see that, but looks like the growth is bigger than yesterday. And we're still following that trend of closing in on, on YouTube. What's interesting is that the growth has certainly slowed. Growth was crazier from 1 to 10,000 than it's been from 10,000 to 20,000. That's really odd. That normally doesn't happen. You normally have way faster growth before that. Like normally it's not like this, like it is here. It's normally like this. So I really do wonder at that. I mean, we could probably, explain a big chunk of this by one of my videos hitting 400K. I like the little rainbow annotation here. But one of my videos hit 400K, which I think is like probably where the bulk of it's coming from. Am I blind? Yeah, this one right here. 3 best free chatbots when DeepSeek came out. We have a couple of other ones. This one was 135. That one was 183, 159, 229. Yeah, so if we count up like the big boys, the ones that are, I don't know, over 100K, I have a 432, a 224, 183, 135, 229, 159. So I think this is basically my tier list for biggest drops so far. Yeah, 439K, 229K, 224K, 183K, 159K, 135. So here's some strategy on this, because the Instagram just continued to grow and it's going fantastic. But, I don't know how much money I'm making off it. So we already did my brand stats. Let me just run you through what I'm thinking. And then I gotta get out because I'm going to drive my girlfriend to the airport reasonably soon. Let me walk you guys through this. So I've followed a lot of big creators over the course of the last little bit, and it seems to me that all of them will pump all of their top of funnel. So this might be Instagram. This might be YouTube. This might be Twitter. They pump all of their top of funnel to the same source. And you know what that source tends to be? It tends to be a free newsletter. Pretty crazy, right? The reason why is because you have to give something in order to get into a newsletter, aka your email address. And then you also get like maximum distribution and diversification across platforms. Because if you have a list of emails, you technically own that list. Like nobody owns it. Instagram doesn't own it, YouTube doesn't own it, Twitter doesn't own it, whatever. So typically you have some free newsletter. And then what you have is you have like an X day sequence. And I know Apple News keeps on popping up. So let me just fix that real quick. So you have some X day sequence. So I think James Smith does like a 30-day sequence. So this might be like a 14-day, like basically a welcome sequence where you teach people something, or you give them some value, or you promise some transformation. Then over the course of the 7, 14, 21, 28 days, you give them something, you help them transform. And then all the while, if we just like branch this out and say day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever, day X, right? All of these lead into some low ticket offer. And I mean, I'm saying one here, but in reality, this is where you can get like a couple. So maybe this is like, I don't know, low ticket community would be here. But then there's also cross sharing between that and like low ticket templates, for instance, which I'm building out, which I haven't made progress on the last 24 hours. And then over here, I don't know, maybe like some low ticket done with you service or something, $1,000 a month or something. I don't know. So these all come in and then they kind of branch out, right? And then the low ticket community kind of goes into like the mid ticket stuff. And then the mid ticket obviously goes into the high ticket stuff. So this is how it works. And I've only gotten to this point because, I've done a lot of thinking. I haven't done like active thinking. I've really done passive thinking. I've talked to a bunch of people in the space, sort of mulled on things. I've sat on things for the better part of, like 3 or 4 days. And I've just asked myself, what is the simplest funnel that I could build? Because I don't like that you can build extraordinarily complicated funnels. And they could be the most amazing things in the world that could print money, but they also tend to be very fragile and they tend to require a lot of maintenance and a big team. I don't want that. I want a very small team. And my rule is I don't want sales calls. So basically this is what I would call like the no sales call funnel, because the distance between each of these steps is small enough that you could do that without a sales call. Like the distance between top of funnel, massive value to my free newsletter. This is like a really tiny bit of distance, right? Distance between the free newsletter and then the low ticket community, it's a little bit more distance, but I don't know, it's like $50 or $60 a month. Distance between low ticket and mid ticket, realistically, that might be like another plus $50 a month. Like if you think about $1,382 a year right now, which is my mid ticket, it's less than $50 a month in difference. You're just changing the timing of the package. Then mid ticket to high ticket, this might be like plus $150 a month or something. So maybe now this is like, $4K a year, maybe $200 a month extra, $4K a year. So when you escalate people through this funnel, you don't need a big like salesperson event. You don't need to hire sales staff and worry about setters and closers and get people on a calendar. You don't have to build any of that infrastructure. The gaps are small enough that everything should self-regulate. So that's my idea. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And the benefit there too is I'm going to have a like defined place to draw people from Instagram to my free newsletter. And like, it doesn't actually just have to be like this one-off, right? Like, it's not like I'm actually only going to ever say, go to my free newsletter. Like what I'll do is on my YouTube, I'll have opportunities where people can self-select to like skip the newsletter, just go straight to the low ticket. And, like right now, skip the low ticket and go straight to the mid ticket. Eventually, they'll be able to skip the mid ticket and go straight to the high ticket. I'll have opportunities on both of these. But I'm going to make my, like the overwhelming amount of the traffic is going to go, overwhelming amount of traffic is going to go to the free newsletter, I think. So the big question is, how am I going to make this free newsletter worthy or worthwhile? What can I do in this newsletter? Because I don't, I have a newsletter, but I don't really have any. Like I have 1,300 subscribers or something on my blog newsletter, and a couple thousand more on other across Medium and a couple other platforms. But the question is, how do I, what should I add to this newsletter to maximize the probability of converting? And then two, to also make it as frictionless as possible for me. So I really like the idea of compiling like AI news. But if you think about it, that's already what my Instagram does. So there'll be no additional value, right? So I think what I should do is I think I should go, in order to take people from this top of funnel to like this free newsletter, I think what I should do is I should offer something that would, appeal to people on Instagram that are reading AI news, and then people that are going on my YouTube to read or watch automation stuff. So off the top of my head, I'm thinking it would have to be something application based. And basically I would have to make it so like, hey, how to make money with these tools. So like Instagram here, the thing that'd be interesting if you read or if you watch a post called free AI tool to fix your videos, it'd be interesting is like, oh, how do you make money with this tool? Or how do you make money with these sets of tools? Oh, okay. You could like build a very quick and easy, like one-click service that does this for you. You could reach out to a bunch of people that like have a bunch of old footage. I don't know, maybe they're like museums or whatever. You could whip up an email campaign really quickly like this, and then you could send it out. I'm thinking basically what my newsletter does is, first 7 days, whatever, I build some warm-up sequence that gives them something, teaches them how to like make their first dollar using AI. But then after that, like every week, every week I compile like let's say the three biggest money-making technologies of the previous week. And then I write down some concrete money-making mechanisms that you could use, like concrete ways that you could make money with this. And then it would apply to all the people who come from Instagram, because they're usually like very unnurtured. They don't really know what they're doing with AI or technology in general. It applied to people on my YouTube because most people on my YouTube have some experience with automation tools. They're definitely a lot warmer, than a lot of the people from my Instagram. But then, I'd be able to show them how to use no-code tools, and I'd be able to weave that in. And then people from my Twitter, I mean, like, I don't know, I haven't built out a Twitter strategy yet. I just kind of added that in there to fill some space. I didn't just want Instagram and YouTube. So I'll figure out the Twitter stuff later. But yeah, in a nutshell, this is basically the strategy. This is basically the funnel. This is what I'm thinking of doing. And then people from my low-ticket community are going to have discounts to my templates, discounts to maybe my done with you services. Same thing with my mid-ticket and stuff. And I'll have like templates at all levels. I already know what the templates are that I need to build. It's just a matter of building them. And then, it's just a matter of putting a free newsletter together, basically. Then I can capture, the benefit here too is I can capture all the site traffic from Instagram, and then I can actually like log that it came from Instagram. Right now I can't do that on YouTube. I have no idea where all my traffic is going, right? So it's going to be really beneficial. And then, yeah, like I'm just going to try it out. I don't know for sure. I'm not married to the idea, but I think that this would perform a lot better than what I'm doing right now. And, yeah, just given my growth, I think I'd be able to do it. So I'm going to be able to do it pretty easily, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to do this. And I'm also going to spend about $1,500 a month, just $50 a day on ads that retarget people that come to my website for my free newsletter. So anybody that's come to my website for my free newsletter but hasn't signed up, basically, I'm going to be retargeting. And I know on Instagram and stuff, you could retarget based off watch time of the reels and so on and so forth. So I'll retarget people on the watch time of the reels to join my free newsletter. I'll retarget people on my YouTube to join my free newsletter, retarget people on my Twitter to join my free newsletter. I just have to make sure the newsletter like has value, essentially. And I don't really want anything that I have to outsource. So that's the strategy for the day. Obviously looking forward to implementing this. There are a lot more moving parts than I say, like I brought up, but we'll see how it all goes. Yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this. I've definitely been dragging my feet, and, I just have all this personal stuff that's going on right now that I have to deal with. I should have some more time over the course of the next 3-4 days. But if I think about like my ability to deliver on this while also having to record like 7 more videos or something in the next 7 days, that's going to be pretty tough. But I think I'll figure it out. I have, most of Monday and Tuesday I'll be able to dedicate to this. So we'll see. Cross your fingers for me. I hope you guys, appreciated that N8N self-hosting tutorial, by the way. Quite the shame that I fucked up on it. Pardon my French. Because I forgot to mention, you guys watch this, I forgot to mention on the video that if you were going to self-host using render, like I talk about, then you need to use persistent disk storage. So that kind of sucks, because I wanted this to be like the best N8N self-hosting video on the internet. And I kind of dropped the ball on that first bit. But okay, I'm going to sign out before I self-deprecate myself any further. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to tomorrow. And if you have any questions or orders, drop them down. Cheers.